Toxic people have a way of sabotaging everything that you've got going on, and then blaming you for the consequences of it. They can do this through a myriad of ways. The more covert ones tend to rely upon ambient abuse. It's as if they instinctively just know when to say the right, wrong things at any given time, just to plunge a subtle knife into you, throw you off kilter. This sort of thing has been discussed over and over from endless sources. You could look at those if you'd like to. I'd like to share an analogy, and that analogy being, because they seem to understand what they're doing, but then not at the same time. It's like growing a plant, and every time the plant begins to sprout or blossom, the idiotic and unqualified gardener goes up to the plant and begins stomping it out, and then cursing the fates and the plant for not growing anymore or producing fruit or vegetables or whatever this particular piece of vegetation is in the market to be producing. And this is insane. But therein lies the problem. It's very maddening, it's very frustrating, and it can cause a whole host of issues with you physiologically, especially over time. And there are many people out in the world going through this sort of thing right now, suffering in silence. Because how could they even discuss such things without sounding insane? And therein lies another problem. This whole thing is kind of a big deal, and it's kind of important. A friend of mine stated something that has stuck with me ever since, and that is, sharing experiences is the antivirus. I think that's certainly a big part of it. So thanks to everybody who has done so. I have a bit of a hard time with that sort of thing. You see, I feel embarrassed and ashamed for not being completely impervious to these things. And something tells me that's not entirely fair. But this is what the world has taught me. This is what culture has taught me. On the inside. And something tells me that there's a fair number of people who can relate to this. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in.